The things we do for our booktube channels. I just got home. I was gonna film this video today, which I'm doing now, but when I got home and it was late, I was like, no, I'll do it another day. But then I realized that I won't have time to film this another day, and I want this up on Thursday, so I'm filming it now. Which is why I'm a bit like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's time for our final monitoring my physical TBR, which is super exciting. We're gonna wrap up this entire TBR year, summarize the number of books, all of that fun stuff. If you don't know, I've been tracking my TBR throughout the year. Quarterly, I've been sharing updates with how many books I've read, how many books I've hauled, been gifted, received from book boxes, and also unhauled. So we're just gonna do that again, look at all the numbers, and then we will do some reflections about this by the end of it. To make this more fun, I'm gonna allow you to guess. So you can pause the video, leave a comment if you think that I will have more or less books on my physical TBR compared to what I started the year with. So at the start of the year, I had 128 books, if I remember correctly. So leave a guess now, do you think I will have more or less books by the end of the year than I did at the start of the year? I know, because I've done the math, but you don't know yet, so you can guess. Shall we just head into it? I think we shall. We ended the last update with 129 books on our physical, or on my physical TBR. Let's first consider my reading. How many books did I read in October, November, and December? If you don't know, I slumped a bit the last quarter of the year with my reading. So I did not read that many books compared to previous quarters. In October, I did not have any physical reads at all. Instead, I had a reread, an audiobook, and an ebook, but nothing for my physical TBR, so a big fat 0 on that one. Then in November, I actually did read 2 books. The books I read were, they look funny in size, but Threads of Power and The Picture of Dorian Gray. They look very funny compared like this. And in December, I actually read 3 books from my physical TBR. We have these 2, which are Good Material and A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. But then on top of that, I also finally finished The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have already unhauled it though, but I did read it, so I'm gonna count 3 in December. So that means 0 plus 2 plus 3 equals 5 books read, which means that we can subtract 5 books from my physical TBR. So 129 minus 5 equals 124. That's for what I read. We then have books I have hauled. I didn't haul an insane amount of books, but I definitely hauled more than I was technically allowed. If you don't know, I attempted to follow a book buying ban about 2023. Sort of started to fail with that in like the 3rd quarter sometime. I'm not gonna be able to tell you which prompts earned me which books, because I probably did not earn most of these. So during these last 3 months, October, November, December, I hauled a total of 8 books. These are the 8 books that I purchased myself in the final quarter of the year. And what's interesting with this stack, I think, is that the majority of them I either have already read or have started. Out of those 8 books, there's actually 3 that I have already finished. I mentioned these ones amongst my read books. And then 2 that I have started and I'm hoping to finish in a near-ish future. And I think that's pretty interesting. I feel like that's a sign that these were pretty good hauls on my side. It was good that I purchased them because apparently it was books that I was in the mood for. Many of these are sequels or like later releases, I would say. The Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch was a November release and a sequel to a series I like. Good Material was a November release, I believe. Fragile Threads of Power was released in September, but I got this book in October because of shipping. Bookshops and Bone Dust, another November release. Hero of Ages I was technically allowed to pick up because it is a sequel and I have finished the other 2 in the series. I'm not mad about this stack. I think it's a very reasonable and sensible stack. And I'm glad that I've actually read some of my more recent purchases. I think that's pretty cool. So those are the 8 books I have purchased myself. Let's add them to the tally. 124 books plus 8 equals 132. On top of that, I've also very kindly been gifted books. These 4 I'm incredibly grateful for. So these are the 4 books I was gifted for Christmas. The Long Game and Once Upon a Broken Heart I received from my I guess, real life friends. I don't know what to call them, my friends. And then what you're looking for is in the library I got from Kevin, and tomorrow I got from Marcus. So thank you very much for those Christmas gifts. I am incredibly excited about all of these books. That's another 4 to add. That equals 136. But that's not all, because there's one more category of haul books to add to this. My book subscription books. As you may or may not know, I am subscribed to Illumicrate's book-only subscription, and I've also subscribed to their Evernight subscription, which is a mystery thriller horror book. I've been better at skipping books, but there are still books I'm intrigued by, and these are my 3 latest editions. So we have The Principle of Moments, which I believe is the December book for Illumicrate. Then we had Last to Leave the Room, which was, I guess, November's Evernight pick. And finally, Starling Couch, which I think was November's Illumicrate book. Another 3 books to add. Adding 3 to 136 equals 139. Final category, though, to consider are my unhauled books. I've been better at unhauling books. I think this challenge has sort of helped to motivate me unhauling books. But I mainly unhaul books I've already read. So for example, with The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I have unhauled that one already, but post reading it. So it's more rare that I unhaul books I have not yet read. But it happens occasionally. This is a selection of the books I've decided to unhaul. These 5 I have not yet been able to sell or donate or similar. But on top of these 5, there's also 3 more books that I have already sold. Those are House of Earth and Blood, The Luminaires, and Godkiller. So a total of 8 unhauls, which I can actually be quite happy with, I feel like. Although I'm still waiting on someone to want these. I'm unhauling them simply because I think I won't ever get to them, unfortunately. Some of these are gorgeous, like Illumicrate editions as well. You can see it here. I don't really read YA anymore, so I haven't really been drawn to either one of these 2 paperbacks. And I don't know, I need to be more critical of which books I decide to get from Illumicrate. That means 8 unhauled books, so where were we? 139 minus 8 leaves us at 131 books. So according to all the math I've done throughout the year, I'm ending the year with 131 books on my physical TBR. It's 2 more than I started the year with, but honestly, I'm not that mad about it. I thought it would be more. I thought I would have like 10 or 20 more books by the end of the year. In total, I read 41 books from my physical TBR, nowhere close to the 65 that I needed to read in order to half my physical TBR. I definitely think I've done more progress than previous years. Ending the year with just 2 more books in my physical TBR compared to what I started the year with, I think that's pretty good actually. Although what's gonna get interesting, which you will see in my next video, which will be my entire physical TBR, is that apparently somewhere I've done some miscalculations. I don't know where. If you can find it, feel free to share that. The amount of books I'm gonna put up in my all of my unread books video won't match the number we have concluded today. I cannot be bothered to backtrack this and like figure out where I went wrong. If it's not obvious, I'm gonna continue monitoring my TBR in 2024 as well. I'm sticking with this challenge of halving my physical TBR. You will get a recount in the next video and we will start over, and I'm still gonna track my read books, hauled books, gifted books, unhauled books, and book box books. I love making this video. I love keeping score, and it's motivating. It's fun. I think it's a lot of fun actually. Please feel free to share what you have thought of these videos throughout the year, if you have enjoyed them or not. And if you have any suggestions for, I guess, other things you would like for me to track or monitor in each quarter. I mean, I'm gonna be making these videos quarterly anyway, so if there's anything else that you're interested in seeing in those quarterly updates, feel free to share that, I guess, and I might do that. Thank you so much for watching and following my journey this year, and I'm so excited to restart it for the new year. I always feel so optimistic about my reading at the start of the year, only to be crushed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes